unos 15 años que no se usaba.
Tal vez no les gustarán las piscinas.
Okay, well, hi guys, I'm Rafa from Cartelera, Spain. How are you today?
Hey, not
Good,
bad,
how are
thank you.
Well, I'm so excited to be talking to you, and first of all, congratulations on your intense roles. Both of you look like real expert swimmers in the movie. I don't know if you took some training or something, but how was your swimming skills before and during the shooting?
Well, I'm a very good swimmer. Like, it makes me sound real cocky, for God's sake. But I am, okay? Like, I love...
I've never seen better swim.
Michael Phelps, he doesn't know anything. No, I love swimming. I've swam a lot since I was a child, and I would be very, for people making their children be good in the water very young, because it was like a skill that I've had my whole life. It's like really relaxing. So it's one of the reasons I took the movie, because I knew I would be good at the swimming part of it, and that was the big sell for me, was like the end of the movie and all the underwater stuff, and I really wanted to do that. So I was very good at swimming, but they never asked me, funnily enough. Yeah, I know, and I think now, I'm like, God, lads, you would have been real screwed if I wasn't good. But luckily I was. What about you, Wyatt?
I'm not as good of a swimmer as Kerry.
True.
Just get that out of the way. But I grew up in California, so we do a lot of swimming. I felt confident, but yeah, it was mostly just me feel like just falling in. I wasn't doing a lot of swimming as much as I was just falling in the pool. So
you did have to float one time, and you looked like Jesus Christ on the cross.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that day?
Yeah, that was nice. A little help there, a little floaty underneath my back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, congratulations to both of you. I'm really eager to know everything about the shooting in the pool. How hard or fun was to shoot in the water?
Yeah, that was, again, like another thing I wanted to practice and learn a lot more about. I had done a movie before where I had a one shot underwater, and I remember talking to the camera people, and it's really like tricky. It's kind of very specific underwater camera stuff. So it was something I really wanted to learn about. And it's kind of hard to evoke, emotions when you're holding your breath, when you're underwater and you're trying to like stay in position for the camera and the focus and everything. So it was like a thing I wanted to get good at. So I really liked it, and it was very collaborative, because it was like the stunt people and the camera people and the costume department were very helpful to me, like for when I was getting in and getting out. So I really enjoyed it, but it was a week at the end of the movie. So needless to say, at the end I was bollocks. I don't know if you can say that on camera. I was beyond exhausted, but it was a nice exhaustion, I suppose. Sometimes if you're crying a lot, it's like way more tiring than like a physical exhaustion.
Yeah, it was fun. I got sick a little bit halfway through it, so just grinding it out in the water was, not the world's most fun I've ever had, but it was. My spirits were lifted by everybody else that was on set, so it wasn't so bad. But yeah, it was like a lot of swimming at night and just kind of swimming in a swimming pool.
Yeah, and well, as actors, I imagine it would have been much easier to have like a physical monster to run away from or to scream at. So how did you manage to show horror or to be afraid of a static object as a pool?
That was the fun challenge, is that like I don't want to do a horror movie where I'm just like running away from a monster, and that's not fun.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting, and it's not fun, and it does nothing for you as an actor, and it's also like it's seemingly impossible to scream 704 different ways if that's all you're doing. So what was fun is trying to make this family a real family that felt real, and that this swimming pool was a fixed evil. It wasn't something that moved around the house. It wasn't something that moved furniture or closed doors when you're not there. It was this sort of lurking evil in the back. And so we didn't have to do much of trying to be scary. It was just trying to be a family. And then for my character transformation, he doesn't know it's happening to him. It's unbeknownst to him in a way, because his body's been taken over and possessed by the spirit of the pool. So it was fun to sort of do the reverse of running away from something.
I think I was a little bit concerned that I was like flat. I was like, I'm not going to overact scared because that's ridiculous, you know. So I was trying to play it very real, and I initially had said that to our producer, that I was like, I don't think I'm the right person because I'm going to just play it very real, which is subtle, you know, like you don't do, you know, like you know what I mean, you react in a subtle manner, I think. And so, but Jason Blum kind of assured me that that was kind of what they were looking for. They wanted it to be real and based in I had to play real to kind of lure the audience into believing it. And then the scares and all that other stuff was sort of someone else's responsibility. It wasn't my job to make the movie be scary. I had to make it believable that this was happening. So then I kind of relaxed into like, okay, because you know, I had to kind of, I wasn't like, you know, how would you react if something like that was really happening in real life? Like you kind of would have a lot of disbelief for a long time. And so I had to kind of gauge where she starts getting suspicious, and it can't be too early or too late or she's going to look kind of stupid. So there were little challenges that were kind of different from other movies that I hadn't done that made it a little tricky, but that was kind of why I did the movie. I wanted to learn about horror, and the timing of those things is really important. It's kind of like comedy.
Marco!